Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a good weekend, and we will start the week by going over the standard for social studies. The TEAC for the week is 5.1a, and we will explain when, where, and why groups of people explored, colonized, and settled in the United States, with the end goal of taking a quiz on Friday after we have read this chapter. We have multiple activities for every day for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and all of the activities are located in one Google slide presentation, with the exception of the quiz that I will show you right now. And then right now, I want you guys to go to Google Classroom under the social studies. And when you get to social studies, you'll see that I have assigned 921 to 925, and it's called the Spanish Colonies in the Americas. This is where you'll find all the presentations and all the assignments for the week. I've also assigned the book. It says 921 to 925 week 2 book. This is your virtual textbook. You will click on the link right here and it'll take you to the textbook, and you'll have all the pages for the week that you need to read. And at the end of the week, you'll have the week 2 quiz. You'll get the chance to start that on Friday. For now, if you click on 925 to 925 right here, it'll take you, bear with me 1 second. To this page, this Google slide presentation. We will begin with Monday. So for the purpose of Monday, first, we're going to watch the video, which you guys are doing right now. And then after we watch the video, we are going to answer this question on the slide. And it says, why do people leave their homelands? Describe your feelings about your home. Then write about what might cause you to leave your home and start a new life somewhere else. As you can see, all you need to do is click on the text box for this slide and you'll have the chance to directly write in there. Every student has a copy of this presentation, so at the end, when you have finished everything, you will turn it in all together at the end of the week, after you have saved all your documentation. Now, what happens if you delete the text box? Like Ms. Montiel mentioned last week, if you delete the text box that is already provided for you, you can go and on this arrow, it says undo, you click there and it'll undo the changes that you have made. In addition, if you think that the text is too small, what you're going to do is you go to view, and when you go to view, you go down to zoom, and right now it's at 64. You can go up to 100. That way you can view it better. I personally think this is too big for me right now. So I will go back under zoom and I will click 64% so that I can view this presentation better. For the first day, which is Monday, the instructions are right here on the slide. Open your virtual textbook link on the Google Classroom and read pages 118 to 121. I have those pages opened up already, but you can find that in Google Classroom. So if you go to Google Classroom, you'll find it under week 2 book. So everything is here and you click on that link, but I have it opened it up right here. So you'll see that it says pages 122, 123, 124, 125, and 126 and 127. And you'll say, Mr. Lobos, well, but where's pages 118, 119? So you'll click on this arrow right here, and it'll show you chapter 3, 1, 2. You click on chapter 3, chapter opener. So after you click on chapter 3, chapter opener, it'll give you pages 118 to 121, which is the assignment for Monday. Now, I want you to take this time to pause the video, and after you have paused the video, you will take the next couple of minutes to read these 2 pages by yourself. Okay? It's supposed to look like this. So my apologies for the previous slide. It's supposed to look like this. So pages 118, 119, and 120 to 121. So at this time, you will take a second and you will read Jamestown Settlement, 3 Cultures Meet. And we are back. Jamestown Settlement, 3 Cultures Meet. Welcome to Jamestown, Kaylee, says. Welcome to Jamestown, Kaylee, says Julie. Julie is Kaylee's guide at the Jamestown settlement in what is now Virginia. Jamestown, explains Julie, was home to a group of people who came from England in 1607. That was 13 years before the Pilgrims arrived in Massachusetts. There were about 104 original settlers, all men and boys. Julie adds, women came later. It took them 144 days to sail here on 3 different ships. The settlers were sent by the Virginia Company in London. Its investors hoped to find riches in the Americas. They hoped to find a route to India and its spices too. Julie and Kaylee bore the Susan Constant, a replica of the original ship. Wow, says Kaylee. This seems really old. Kaylee gets ready to board a replica of one of the ships that brought the settlers to Jamestown. So you have additional information right here. Now, for lesson 1, you have Spanish colonies in the Americas, and you have additional text features that we covered last week here at the bottom and text boxes. For the assignment, you will continue to read to pages 120 and 121. But before you read pages 120 and 121, I would like you guys to take the next minute or two, it shouldn't take too long, to answer this question. Why do people leave their homelands? Describe your feelings about your home. Then write about what might cause you to leave it and start a new life somewhere else. Now you're going to go back to Google Classroom, open up the slide, and it's going to be under Spanish colonies in the Americas. Remember, all the assignments Monday through Friday are going to be in that one slide. Once you open that, go to slide number 3 and just click on it. Once you click on it, it should give you access to write on it. So now take the next minute or two. You may pause the video at this time and answer that question. And we're back. So one of the ways that we can answer this question, we're in 5th grade, so at this point we're writing incomplete sentences. We're not starting our sentences with lowercase letters. Remember, we start with a capital letter and we end with a punctuation mark, whether it is a period, an exclamation point, or a question mark. So if I was to answer this question, why do people leave their homelands? I could say, people leave their homelands for various reasons. Some of those reasons are poverty, religious freedoms, exploration, and adventures. So that would be my response. And then I would describe my feelings about your home and then write about what may cause me to leave it and start a new life. So if I was to leave my home, I would feel sad because I would not be able to see my family and friends. You see how I wrote 3 sentences and they're all complete sentences beginning with capital letters and punctuation marks. Take the next couple of minutes to revise what you have read, what you have written, and if you do not have that, go ahead and write it. Remember, this is just an example. You do not have to write down what I wrote. Feel free to write down your reflection. And we're back. Once you have written your reflection, it should be saved automatically into the slide. For the purpose of this video, I am going to delete it. So we go back to our virtual textbook and we read pages 120 to 121. You may stop the video right now to read those 2 pages. And we're back. Now that you have completed those 2 pages, you are basically done for Monday. In this video, I will continue on and I will explain your assignment for Tuesday. So for Tuesday, we are going to continue reading, and we will read pages 122 and 123. And at the end of the lesson, we will complete a pyramid, and we will analyze class structures in the Americas during the Spanish colonization. Keep in mind that even though I am including a Tuesday lesson here, we're also covering the same standard, which is 5.1a, as our objective. And our objective for Tuesday is also to explain when, where, and why groups of people explored, colonized, and settled the United States. So today I will analyze the social caste structures in early Spanish colonization through a class pyramid with text evidence. When you go to your textbook, press lesson 1, and you will complete pages 122 and 123. At this time, you may pause the video and read these 2 pages by yourself, and we'll come back. One more thing that I didn't mention previously when we started the video is that you can also click on here.
Lesson 1.
And it's going to read it for you.
The Spanish colony in the Americas.
So if you want it, you want this feature where it reads it to you, you can click on it as well. And don't forget to read all the text features. We have maps, we have little questions at the bottom. All of those text features are important to give us more information about what we are talking about. Okay, so Spain conquered and settled the Americas for several reasons. Spain's monarchs or rulers saw an opportunity to gain great wealth and power. The Spanish Catholic Church also hoped to persuade native people to accept the Catholic faith. However, first, Spain had to take control of the lands they came to call New Spain. These lands were already settled by American Indians. The colony of New Spain. In what is today Mexico, the Spaniards fought and conquered the Aztec people living there. They also defeated other American Indians who stood in their way. By the mid-1500s, Spain controlled a large colony in the Americas. As Spanish leaders had hoped, New Spain was rich in gold and silver. Soon the colony was shipping tons of treasures back to Spain. Enslaved American Indians did most of the hard mining work. It was the Spanish, however, who benefited from selling the gold and silver. Ranching and farming were also important in New Spain. At the heart of these businesses was the encomienda. So we have vocabulary words here. The vocabulary word encomienda was a grant from the Spanish government that gave a Spanish settler the right to control local American Indians. American Indians in New Spain had very little control over their lives. The settlers were supposed to protect and care for native people and teach them Christianity. The native people were expected to repay the settlers for their free labor, gold, silver, and other goods. American Indians, along with enslaved people brought from Africa, ranked lowest in the colony's class structure. A class structure, pay attention to this part, it's very important, is a system for ranking people, often according to power or wealth. There were 3 classes above American Indian. The most powerful people in New Spain were the Spaniards, the ones that were born in Spain. They were also known as peninsulares. They held most of the highest government and church positions in the New World. Next were the Creoles. These were people born in New Spain, meaning in the New World, to Spanish parents. Many Creoles owned land. Below them were the mestizos, people who were mixed Spanish and American Indian background. The mestizos were the largest class. And you can see right here in the 3rd column, they were the largest mixed people. And then you would have the American Indians and later the African slaves here at the bottom. Now, even though I've read these 2 pages to you, you should have read it on your own. And if you have not done so, pause the video at this time to read it by yourself. I'll give you a couple of minutes. And we are back. Now that you have read it at least twice, because we want to try to read passages or stories at least twice so we can have all the information. For the purpose of today, which is Tuesday, we are going to fill in this pyramid. And I have provided text boxes so that you can put your answers right here. And the question for this pyramid is found in your virtual textbooks, which is right here. The question says, classify and categorize. Complete the diagram by identifying and labeling different classes of society in New Spain with the highest rank at the top. So who was the highest class? Who was the highest rank in New Spain or the New World? So remember, if we don't remember, we go back and read this paragraph right here where we find the answer. And it says right here, the Spaniards born in Spain were at the highest class, and they were known as peninsulares. So I'm going to put peninsulares. You can't see it, but I have written it down there. And then the second class, go ahead and fill in the box for the second class. Who are the second class after the peninsulares? Peninsulares were basically Spaniards that were born in Spain, but they explored and immigrated to the New World. And then now you have the second class, which were mixed, not mixed people, but they were the kids that were born in the New World, but both of their parents were from Europe or from Spain. Who were they? What was that name? And then the third example are the mestizos, which are the mixed people. They had mixed Spanish and mixed American Indian blood. And who was at the bottom? You can find the answers in this paragraph. So that's the assignment. You're going to go back to Tuesday and you will complete it. I will put mestizos here because they were the biggest class in the New World. Okay. And once you have finished that, that is all we have for this video. Again, this video covers Monday and Tuesday, the first 2 days of the week. Do not forget, as you're reading, you're also annotating in your notebooks, you're analyzing if you need to use any of your strategies, which are to the 5 W's or the SWBST, somebody wanted but so then, which are very good reading strategies. To find the main idea or the important information or details about this chapter, you can do so as well. And to finalize, I just wanted to go back and review the standard that we were doing. We identify for both Monday and Tuesday. We explained when, where, and why groups of people explore, colonize, and settle in the United States. For Monday, we explained why the Europeans left their homelands for the New World through their historical reading piece. And then for Tuesday, which is today, we analyzed the social structure or the caste structure in early Spanish colonization through a class pyramid with text evidence. Remember, we go back to the text to get the evidence. So at this time, we'll see you soon for the next video.